lovely and peaceful. Let's try this. What if you had £20, a car boot cell, and 24 hours to survive in the wild? Could you turn bargain finds into life-saving gear? Let's find out. So here's everything I managed to get from the car boot cell, from knives to tents. So let's flash back to how I got my hands on all of these, and then we'll go through it all and see if we can survive on just these items for 24 hours. Okay, we just got here and I spotted a refreshments like van, so we could get some water and food if we want. There is bottled water for £1.50, so that might be our only choice of getting water today. There is always the ice cream vans, but I don't know if they'll sell them as well. Just spotted a tent there. I don't know if we should go for the whole like tent setup or just the like kind of top holding. So I'll ask how much it is and maybe we can go down that route. Excuse me, how much for the tent there? £2. Yeah, I'll take that one please. Yeah. Cheers. Have you got change for a 20?
Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers. Hey, how much?
That might be a thought. If it wants to stay on the floor, I'll make it down now.
How much for the tin of
£1?
£1. I might come back for that.
Yeah.
Cheers. This one is a little bit smaller than the last one we went to, but we've got a tent so far, so hopefully we can find either bedding and lighters. Hello, could I take the bag please? It's £1. Perfect, thank you. So I've just found a stool with loads of scissors and cutlery, so hopefully there's a pan and also lighter and scissors. I reckon we can get it all here. And can I have a look at that? The tiny £6 knife, yeah. How much is that wooden one there? Is that legal?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I'll take that one please.
You want that one?
Cheers.
That's £6.
Perfect. Cheers.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
very much.
Cheers. Okay, so we managed to find a small little knife that was pretty good, but the lighters there didn't have any fuel, and we seem to always run into this problem of finding lighters, but none that actually work. Okay, so I've actually just found like lighters that work. That is amazing. This is like so rare to actually come across these in a car boot cell. How much are the lighters?
The clippers are £1.
£1, okay.
And they're windproof, so £2.
Nice. So we've got windproof ones and normal ones. I reckon we'll go for just the normal ones. That's quite cool. It looks like rusty kind of metal. Let's get that.
Cheers, man.
Perfect. Cheers,
Thank you,
man. Okay, so we found quite a lot, but the only thing now is basically a pan to cook food in. Actually saying that, when we went to the like food place, it was already cooked, so I don't think we actually even need to worry about cooking food because we'll just get it hot. I've come across another tent here that looks a lot better than the one that I picked up. Yeah, we've currently got a beach tent. I don't know what I can do, I can't really return that. How much was the green tent?
Oh, the green tent. £2.50.
£2.50, okay. Yeah, I'll have to pass. I already picked one up, unfortunately. Yeah, I know. That one was so much better as well. Oh, that's alright.
How much did you pay for that one?
I think like £1 or £2, so yeah, should be alright. How much for the torch? £1. I'll take that please. I'm doing a challenge. I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to survive on just car boot like items tonight.
Wow.
And yeah, I found nearly everything so far.
You can have the tent.
Are you sure?
It's better.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, you're doing
Wow.
a challenge.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, because that one in there doesn't look that much hot.
You don't have to.
No, do you?
That's part of the challenge, is trying to survive on just that one. So
Yeah, but just think you've got that for free.
wow. Okay, this kind lady just give me the tent for free. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Good luck with your challenge.
Cheers. There was a really nice cup there, and I think I have to buy that cup because yeah, that was so generous. I'll buy that cup.
Yeah.
How much would you like for
£1
that?
for that.
£1. Perfect.
Smashing.
Thank you. Cheers.
You take care. Thank you.
How much for the tin?
£1.
£1. I'll take that, please.
Thank you.
There you go.
Right, thank you very
Cheers.
much.
Well, I nearly missed that. There's veg and fruit down here, so I might be able to pick up some nice stuff. Hey, could I grab those two and an orange, please?
Pound would be right, mate.
£1. There you go. Perfect.
There you are.
Thank you.
All right.
Cheers.
All right.
Let's read the box, you need 20p.
Alright. There is actually a magnifying glass, so because it is relatively sunny, you could go down that route to make a fire. But there's a 20p tarp as well. Doesn't look too big though.
Let's read the box, you need 20p.
Oh my gosh, look at this. Foil blanket. I think that's a no-brainer right there. I think this is going to be great for starting a fire. 20p, gotta get that as well. You know, I picked up that other tin for £1. Just found this one. I always do that. I find the best things last. I'll take those three, please. Thank you so much. Cheers. Okay, all that's left now is a bottle of water and then we're done. Okay, we're just leaving and it's actually just started raining. The moment we leave, it was meant to be dry all day, so this might add another layer to the whole challenge. So I'm just walking to the woods and I've come across so much sheep wool. So first of all, let's start off with food and water. So for water, we managed to get our hands on these Ice Valley water bottles. So these are 500 millilitres each, so we got a litre of water. It's come to my realisation that this really isn't that much water. I could have got like 4, that would have been better, but it's pretty hot, so I'm going to drink some of this now. I haven't drank since the Carboot, so I really needed that. So that's literally like a quarter of the water gone. For food, I got an orange, a zucchini and a carrot. Now the orange is just great for electrolytes and to keep even more hydrated, and just there's a lot of vitamins in there. And zucchini, you know, good for greens, and the carrot, I know there's goodness in the carrot as well. But what was even more surprising is I found this again, Uncle Ben. It seems to be a theme in all these videos, Uncle Ben's, but I managed to find this sweet and sour no added sugar sauce. So as you saw, it was in the boxes for everything for 20p, and I just realised that it's probably been out in the sun all day, so I don't know how I'm going to get on with that, but it is in a concealed jar and the lid hasn't been popped open, so that should be absolutely fine. Best before December 2010. No, I'm joking. There's not even a date on it. It could actually be older than that. But I know this is modern because it says no added sugar, and I kind of feel like the no added sugar thing kind of came in around like, it did, I think it was like 2010 when that kind of did become popular. And then we also managed to find a clipper lighter. I actually think I prefer the clipper lighters over the Bic ones. They just have, I feel like the flint is a lot better in these. And I got this really nice kind of like, it almost looks like steel. It's quite a nice finish on it. And talking about steel, this is probably one of my favourite items that we came across. It's a hammered cup, and I don't know what metal this is. It feels, I don't think it's stainless steel. I think it's like maybe tin, I'm not sure. And what's even cooler is it was made in Sheffield, England. There was 2. I really regret only picking up 1. I should have picked them both up. I also thought that I could put this next to the fire and boil up any water or cook some veg if I wanted to, because it is actually a relatively like big cup. Sheffield made, hand hammered. What a stunning cup. And on that same stool, I came across this torch. Halfway through, I realised that I haven't come across any torches, and it's quite important that we have light during the night. And most of the torches you come across in car boot sale never have batteries in them. And as you can see, this one has got a battery, but I don't know how long they've been in there or how long it will last. But oh wow, 2D batteries. I think that is going to last quite a long time if they are new, and they feel quite heavy. And if you've ever had these torches before, they're just like, they're literally like the Nokia phone of torches. There's also a nice little kind of handle on it so I can tie it up to anything or tie it to my hip. And I do feel like this is 100% waterproof, just because the button is, there's no kind of gaps around the button, and that's kind of usually a giveaway that it is waterproof, or at least water repellent. And this is a Unicom one, which I feel like is quite old. I'd love to know how old this is. I'd say like 19, like maybe 2000s. Hello. Hello, mate. Oh no. That's the only food I got for 24 hours. You better not eat that. And here is that survival blanket we found in the 20p boxes. So next up I came across this, which really caught my eye because it said spare wick. And if you know anything about wicks, they burn. And if we want to make a fire, this would be absolutely perfect. And I got a feeling this is for like a paraffin heater. It says greenhouse heater. We haven't got any paraffin, but the wick does definitely burn, and that's, if we keep that nice and dry, that would just come in so handy for starting fires. And talking about fires, you're probably wondering why I picked up this shoe polish like tin. I'll get into later why we actually picked this one up, because this is actually really important and you'll probably find it really interesting what I do with it later. And why I picked up this one specifically, not because it's a Doc Martin one, which is pretty cool, but it has this nice opening kind of mechanism on it, so it's actually just easier to open than the other ones. And now getting into the good stuff. So I got, as you can see, I got 2 tents. Now if you saw in the video, I said to the woman, I do not need this tent, like I've already got one, this is a challenge. But she just wasn't taking no for an answer, and she really kindly just gave it to me, which is just like, that's just incredible. These Carboot sales, I mean, you can get some incredible stuff if you need it. So let's start off with the one I actually picked up first. So this was a beach shelter, and when I first got to the Carboot sale, there wasn't that many stalls up. I was like, I doubt there's going to be any tents or anything like that around. So I kind of got into the mindset that this is a really important thing to have a shelter, and if I don't find anything else and I come back and this is gone, then I'm going to be really regretting that if it rains or the weather turns. So I decided to bite the bullet and grab it. Now the interesting thing is this was the only 2 tents in the whole Carboot sale that I found, and I managed to go away with both of them, which I didn't actually want, but like I said, it was super kind, and we've got 2 options here. So this is the free one right here, and this is a Aztec festival one. Now, as you know, festival tents aren't the strongest of ones. They're kind of just to like pop up, and most of the time people just leave them in the field and they just get, you know, chucked on landfill. So I don't think they're made to be the strongest of things, but it is a 2-person one, and this is like, look at the size. I mean, you can tell that this one's going to be a lot bigger and a lot more comfortable to sleep in. Oh, mosquitoes. Ah, talk about mosquitoes. In my previous video I got bit, I don't know if it was by a mosquito or a horsefly, but here's the mark here, but my arm swelled up so much, I was in pain like the whole day. Next up in this little candy bag, as you know, is that knife. Now this was £6, this was quite a lot of the budget, but knives are just so important for literally everything and anything. And the blade is really nice and sharp on this one, and it's not a lock knife, it's just a flick knife, so this one's completely legal in the UK. As you can see, the blade is probably like just over an inch, and as you can see, it's got these 2 grooves for your fingers to go in, so this will be nice for cutting wood and cutting the vegetables and just anything. This will be super handy, and when you close it up you can use it as a bottle opener as well. So yeah, I'm really excited to get to use that, so I'll put that in my pocket so we don't lose it, and we'll get this packed up and head on our way. In the bag, I forgot to mention, this bag was £1. It's rose sea salt. I've never heard of that before, and what's good is most of these items are waterproof, so the only thing that wouldn't be is the lighter, so I'll keep that in my coat pocket, but everything else is pretty much waterproof and I don't need to worry about getting it wet. Okay, so I've just spotted these 2 King Alfred's cakes on this tree stump, and this is going to be a giveaway as to why I got that tin. So I'll take one of these and you'll find out what we're going to do with that tin. I think this area here is perfect to make our fire. Okay, so I'm currently on the lookout for some dry wood because it absolutely tipped it down last night, so I can't find any. So I'm looking for little kind of caves and crevices where there might be some dry stuff. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to break these down into smaller pieces to actually start the fire, and then get the bigger pieces to put on top. Okay, so I'm going to tell you why we picked up that little metal tin and the King Alfred's cake. So what we're going to do, we're going to open this tin up using that little mechanism, and then we're going to cut up the King Alfred's cake into tiny little pieces to go inside that tin. Okay, so as you can see now, they are all in that tin, and hopefully the lid will go on. So we've got all of our fire starter here, which is quite a lot. We've got our tiny twigs to pit on first, and our medium twigs, and our big sticks here. And there is a lot of mosquitoes around, so I can't wait to get this fire going. So first of all, I'm going to start off with the wool and pit that down first. I think about that much. Now let's get into that wick and see what it's like. And we can also use the cardboard that it's in as well. Okay, it looks like there's quite a lot here. Oh wow, there's individual ones. That is actually amazing. And then I'm gonna get the little sticks and put those on, and then just a couple of the medium ones. So I'm gonna light this up, get this little bit established first, and then feed to it and not feed too much to it too quickly. Okay, some of the twigs are actually catching now. That wick is burning very slowly. I was expecting it to just go for it super quickly. Now, I know you all want to know what I'm gonna do with this tin. I'm gonna get it and I'm gonna put a hole in the top of it, and then I'm gonna put that beside the fire. Okay, so now we've got the fire established, we can tuck into dinner. I was going to boil up some water on the fire in the hammered mug that we got, but I really want to have all the nutrients possible in this carrot because I haven't got that much food. That carrot hits the spot. I forgot I actually have zucchini as well. So I'm gonna cut just a chunk of this zucchini and place it on the fire or next to it. Raw zucchini. Cheers. I just remembered we got the Uncle Ben's as well. Okay, here goes. Does this actually have a sealed lid? Yes, it was sealed. Why was that in the 20p section? We're gonna taste it. Bit of zucchini, dip it in there. I think this is a first. Carboot tomato sauce. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Oh, what the heck? That is incredible. The amount of flavour in that. I'm gonna put some more zucchini on the fire. Nice roasted zucchini. But that sauce is very good. Okay, that zucchini is nice and roasted now. Roasted zucchini in the incredible pasta sauce. You need a close-up of this. Look at this. Wow, I feel like a king with my old cup. Even more flavour. We're on the second bottle of water now, but I feel like I need to wash that down like a proper king. So basically, if you keep adding the bigger twigs like this, it should keep going for a relatively long time, but like I said, you can't just put all of it on at once because it will just burn out. You need to feed it very slowly and just keep an eye on it. But this is one of the best wet fires that I've done so far. I think it was just the resources that we had. There's like still a little bit of it left. This was incredible, and we've got like 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, we only used half of that as well. We've got 7 more fire starters here. So the temperature tonight is very mild. I think it's like 11, 12 degrees. We won't get too cold. I mean, we've got the foil blanket in case it does all of a sudden get freezing for some reason, but it's always nice to have that in the pack. This fire is really helping to get those mozzies away because there was a lot. I mean, I was getting bit all over the place. As you know, for dessert, we have the incredible orange, so let's tuck into this. Now this knife was definitely a good buy. Look how the knife just slices that orange like nothing. So I'm gonna have half of this now and then half in the morning for breakfast. What the So nice peaceful dessert. Lovely and peaceful. Let's try this. Just the sound of the birds. Nice peaceful nature. Can't beat it being out here in the wild. Cheers to that. That was so funny. So as you can hear, they've all left now, but when they saw me, they actually waved and turned their engines off, and they were just talking and just chilling, and then when they left again, they waved. They're actually really respectful, which is amazing to see. So I'm just going to clear this kind of area here and sell it up there. It's relatively flat and the ground's nice and soft because of all the leaves. We also get to test the torch out. Wow, that goes pretty far. Yeah, it's one of those one where it's just like narrow but long. This is a nice direct one. That is an amazing torch to have in your pack. It's quite heavy, but that power, wow. Okay, so let's get into this and actually see what it's like. Hopefully it's not too hard to put up. Some tents are just an absolute nightmare. Hopefully it comes with instructions as well. All right, okay, what is this? That's the actual tent itself. Okay, I love dark green tents. They just blend in super well. So if that's that bit, I take it that the outer is this bit and it's all like in one. So you've got the pegs and the poles, and this is all the instructions there is. So yeah, it actually doesn't tell you how to put it up, so we'll have to figure it out ourselves. And if it is hard, we got the beach tent that we can put up as well. You know, if we get bored of this one, we could set up both. If we get bored of this one, just jump in the other one. The quality does look like, honestly, brand new. I'm not gonna lie, it does look like it's hardly ever been used, or it's been used once and kind of just like put up in the loft and forgot about. So all of these poles look like they're in good condition. The pop-up ones are great for getting up, but some are so difficult to compact down again. But poles, you just can't go wrong. Okay, there we go. The elastic in them is all good. 2 poles all ready to put in. So I guess this is pretty easy, and you just put them in each side. Oh, it's one of those ones where you slide it through. Some you like clip them in, but this, you slide them through these little holes. Now I would say these are like the hardest kind of pole tents that you can get. We really should have put this up in the daylight. But I think we've got it. Yeah, we've got that. There we go. Now we also have to remember that this was completely free. Like, we've got an entire setup here that didn't cost anything. Right, they're both in the ends now. I guess it just goes up. Ah, oh, please don't snap her. Come on, we're so close. What is going on? You know what? We might have to put up the beach tent. Why is this so difficult? Ah, oh, we done it. It just gets here and then there's like hardly any room for it to like bend round. Come on. Ah. Oh. We have finally done it. Okay, let's see what the actual inside is like. Ah. Oh. We got an entire tent. I can't believe this. Are you ready to see inside? 3, 2, 1. That is actually massive. Okay, let's get all our stuff in there and head to bed because I am so knackered. So I didn't pick up any blankets because this is a lot of protection for tonight, and it's not like freezing cold, and this coat and everything will do me absolutely fine for tonight. For my pillow, of course, I can use the other tent. This is actually very soft material, so that's fine to lie on. So let's put that back there. This is going to be my sleep setup for tonight, and there's a lot of space in here as well for one person. This is massive. It's a 2-person tent, so I've got a lot of room. So I'm going to keep my shoes on because they're thermal, and this is a very washable kind of ground sheet, so it should be fine. But yeah, anyway, I'll catch you all in the morning. Good night. Good morning, everyone. It's currently 6:30. It's a late one today. It is Sunday. Give me a break. Birds are singing. No motorbikes. Not the best sleep, but I managed to keep sheltered. This tent, like I said, is very spacious, so I just have so much room. But the main thing that was keeping me awake is the river. I don't know what I was thinking. I never usually set up near water because I know it just keeps me awake all night, but as you can hear, it was quite loud. The people on the motorbikes didn't come back. So basically this pillow, as you can see, it's not like on my head. It's just under my neck. And I find that so comfortable, like having a pillow just under your neck. So I don't know if that's a thing, might be a thing already, but the temperature didn't drop significantly, so I was just fine in my coat, and it's not cold at the moment either. I did open the top vent to let a bit more airflow in, but I actually haven't really shown you the tent because it was pitch black last night, so I'm going to give you a tent tour. Let's start off with the inside. So we have this pocket here to put your phone, torch, anything like that. Okay, moving on to the outside. Like I said, I opened that vent last night, but it's literally just a flap for the top of the tent. There's 4 little clips here, and you can just clip it back shut again. Last night I said I think it's brand new, but I think it has got quite a bit of wear on it. So here's the tent peg cords. There's I think 4 of these, so there's 1 on each corner, and the ground sheet is basically like kind of tarpaulin material. It feels very strong. And then on the front you have the fly net, so if it does get hot I could just put down that one, and then you've got the outer here what covers the fly net and keeps it nice and sealed. I am ready for breakfast, I think, so let's get this down and get breakfast on the go. Well, it's definitely easier taking down that tent than it was putting it up. And I'm going to reveal what all this is about. Why is there mushroom in a tin, and why is there a stick in the top of it? So the stick was just to stop any moisture getting in there. Let's open that mechanism and I'll show you all of this. Now, because this was next to the fire, this is basically turned into charcoal. And now I have even more resources to start a fire. And when I use this, I can find more, put it in there. And this tin, it's going to last a very long time. So King Alfred's cakes actually hold an ember for so long, and they're just great for starting fires. Now I'm actually going to try and also make a feather stick. So I'm going to get the wet bark off of this. So I've just made this kind of makeshift feather stick. The knife does keep biting a little bit. Look at that poor attempt of a feather stick. That is very bad. Still not going to put it to waste though, just put it on there. I'm just going to strip this of some of the bark because it is damp, and then we can just get to that drier wood better. Okay, let's get our feather sticks underneath and get those lit as well. Okay, so we only have limited water left, so I'm going to have a quick cup of that now. Good morning. And for breakfast, of course, we have that orange, and we have a whole jar of Uncle Ben's sauce and half of the zucchini. Orange in the morning, can't beat it. The 24-hour challenge is now complete. Comment down below if you have any ideas that you would like to see me do on this channel. If you want to get your hands on the limited Equilor hats, sign up for the mailing list and you'll get notified when they're released in a couple of weeks. As always, stay wild, and I'll catch you in the next one.